With Dwyane Wade retiring at the end of this season, the 2003 NBA draft class is considered one of the best draft classes in NBA history. With LeBron James and D. Wade highlighted as the two best players, LeBron is still remarkably the best player in basketball and will have plenty of years left, not slowing down one bit, while his head coach Luke Walton was also in the same class, selected 32nd overall. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. LeBron, D. Wade, Bosh, and Walton all won a combined 10 championships. Of the top 5 picks, every one of these players at least played for 2 or more different teams. Carmelo Anthony's the only one without a ring. While his career is uncertain at this point, his game has fallen off drastically. It won't surprise me if this is really the lasting image of Melo. Some forgotten role players from this draft class includes former 12th overall pick Nick Collison, who retired last season, never got traded. Kyle Korver's the oldest active player from this class, at 37 years old, was the 51st pick out of Creighton, still out there draining threes. While Zaza Pachulia has enjoyed 2 titles with Golden State, now with the Pistons. These were only a few notable guys, with a bunch of forgotten solid players from this class overshadowed by the likes of LeBron, Wade, Anthony, and Bosh. Here are 5 forgotten good players from the 2003 draft class. Chris Kaman, who played 13 seasons in the NBA, last played for the Trailblazers in the 2015-16 season, actually made the All-Star team as a replacement in 2010. One of the most notable big men in Clippers franchise history, Kaman posted averages of 11.8 points, 8.3 rebounds in 8 seasons in LA, averaged a career best 18.5 points his All-Star season. Since then, he's been pretty much forgotten, had great post moves, made over $86 million for his career, a defining moment in the draft when Pat Riley almost selected Kaman ahead of Wade, believing you need a franchise player to win at that time. He wasn't a bust by any means, became an exceptional player, but just imagine how different the NBA would be if Miami passed up on Wade. Josh Howard, drafted as the 29th and final first round pick of the 03 draft, the Wake Forest legend is now the current head coach of Piedmont International University, a Division III school in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Had a solid 10-year NBA career, was best remembered for his playing days with the Mavs, became a key crunch time player in his 3rd season with Dallas that went on to lose in the 06 finals. Sadly, made one of the biggest mistakes by accidentally calling a timeout in Game 5 of overtime with 1.9 seconds left. After Dwyane Wade made his first free throw, Howard shockingly called a timeout, leaving Dallas with none left, causing his team big time as they had to inbound the ball full court after Wade hit the second free throw, forcing Devin Harris to launch a Hail Mary that had no chance of going in. Dallas would go on to lose Game 6, causing his team the championship, but redeemed himself the following season, making the All-Star team in 2007, posting averages of 18.9 points, 6.8 rebounds for the 67 Mavs team as the 2nd best player. Unfortunately, that was also the same Mavs team that lost to the 8-seeded Warriors in the first round. Afterwards, Howard made a couple poor off-court decisions that led to the downfall of his career. Before Game 3 of the Mavs' first round series with the Hornets in 2008, Howard went on an interview on Michael Irving's radio show, proudly admitting that he smoked marijuana in the offseason and that shouldn't stop him from doing his job. A wrong time for distractions like these, especially when his team was down 2-0, eventually being bounced in 5. Made everything worse the night of Game 4 when the Mavs lost, going down 3-1. Howard passed out flyers for his birthday party in the post-game locker room. A terrible look for the team, caught himself into a huge national anthem controversy a few months later during Allen Iverson's charity football game. A video that went viral of him disrespecting the anthem.
Banner going on right now. I don't even celebrate that, but I'm black.
Became one of the most hated players overnight, was traded to the Wizards in 2010, tore his ACL, was never the same, and was out of the NBA by age 32. Despite his off-the-court issues, Howard will always have a place in history as well as the great players in Dallas basketball history. Kirk Hinrich, one of my favorite players growing up, the former 6'4" point guard was one of the most underappreciated role players of his generation, plays with all heart and intensity. Hinrich was selected 7th overall by the Chicago Bulls, played his first 7 seasons in the Windy City, averaged over 15 points a game from 04-05 to 2007. Captain Kirk was certainly not one of the most talented players, but always gave 110% effort, makes all the right plays, was the only rookie to post a triple-double in the 03-04 season, something LeBron and D. Wade couldn't do. Was named 2nd team all-defense in 06-07 as an excellent 3-and-D guy and a natural floor leader, played half a season with Washington, 2.5 with Atlanta, finished as the Bulls' all-time leader in 3-point field goals, third in assists and steals behind Jordan and Pippen. During his 11 seasons in Chi-Town, was battered by injuries towards the second half of his career, but nevertheless, Captain Kirk was a joy to watch. Mo Williams, the 6'1" point guard, was drafted 47th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks. Best remembered for his Cleveland days, had his best season in 08-09 as an all-star, was the second option behind LeBron, put up averages of 17.8 points, shot nearly 44% from 3 that season. His game had a lot of similarities to Lou Williams, an excellent streaky shooter who can get buckets. Bounced around, played for 7 different teams, even had a 52-point game on January 13, 2015. A franchise high at the time for the Timberwolves, was not very consistent throughout his career, but very underappreciated as a scorer, was part of the 2016 Cavs team that won the championship, retired with career averages of 13.2 points, 4.9 assists. Boris Diaw, selected 21st overall by the Atlanta Hawks, the Frenchman was part of the Joe Johnson trade that sent him to Phoenix, won Most Improved Player of the Year in 05-06, putting up 13.3 points, 6.9 rebounds, 6.2 assists, playing 35.5 minutes a game, filling in as power forward, sometimes even center, for the injured Amari Stoudemire, recorded the 3rd most triple-doubles that season, only behind Jason Kidd and LeBron James, was very multi-dimensional, very unselfish, and an underrated brilliant passer, put up 18.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, 5.2 assists in the 06 playoffs. After spending 3.5 seasons with the terrible Bobcats, the 6'8" forward became a huge asset for the Spurs at the latter part of his career. As a complimentary role player coming off the bench, his style of play fit perfectly into Popovich's system, was one of the most underrated role players of his era, who simply does not get enough credit for his 2014 NBA Finals performance as a huge factor for the Spurs' domination. In fact, it was Boris who was the assist leader of those 2014 Finals. Remembered as one of the best utility players in the league, Diaw last played for the Utah Jazz in the 2016-17 season. David West, selected 18th overall by the New Orleans Hornets out of Xavier, the 2-time All-Star was arguably a top 5 power forward from 2007 to 2011, before winning back-to-back titles with Golden State to cap off a successful career. The 6'9" power forward's been on very good playoff teams as the second best player. His pick and pop game with Chris Paul was absolutely filthy back in the day, averaged over 20 points, 9 rebounds with the 56-win Hornets team in 2008, played 4 seasons with the Indiana Pacers, made it to the conference finals in 2 of those seasons as the second best player behind Paul George. Had one of the best mid-range games, a very underrated passing big man, was very consistent with his fadeaway jumper, turned down money to join San Antonio in the last couple years of his career before taking his talents to Dub Nation, successfully winning back-to-back championships. His toughness, leadership, and sacrifice are some of the qualities David West will be best remembered for. Other notable players from the 03 draft class also includes former champs in Leandro Barbosa, James Jones, and Kendrick Perkins. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe to my channel. More great stuff coming soon. See you next time.